Hey everybody, welcome. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. If you don't subscribe to my channel already, please do so. Subscribe button down there in the corner. Just click on that and you'll subscribe and you'll get little notifications of when I post new videos. What are we talking about today? Balls. That's what we're talking about. Golf balls we're going to talk about. And we're going to go back in time. We're going to go right back to when we were using small diameter golf balls. So let me just show you this. This is a Dunlop 65. This was a ball that was available in the UK for a long time. It was called the Dunlop 65 to commemorate a 65 that was shot by Henry Cotton, if memory serves me right, round Royal St George's. The year I forget, but that's where this golf ball came from. Let's give you a little bit of history. In 1921, the Royal and Ancient and the USGA agreed that the weight of a golf ball should be no heavier than 1.62 ounces, okay? And the diameter shall not be less than 1.62 inches. So this is the 1.62 ball which we used for many years. Now, during the 30s and 40s, a larger ball was introduced in America. And this golf ball had a diameter of 1.68 inches. So we moved on to the bigger ball. And you can actually see the difference. You may not see it on camera, but certainly when you pick these two golf balls up and put them in your hand, you definitely see a difference in size and actually feel it. It wasn't until 1974 that the R&A allowed the big ball, the 1.68, to be allowed in the British Open, and it became mandatory even for the big ball to be used from 1982, I think my notes tell me, 1982 onwards. So there's a little bit of history, and now we're just using the 1.68 ball all the time. The 1.62 has been resigned to museums and to tests like this. So what I did is I did a driver test. I hit some shots with a Dunlop 65. I then hit some shots with this one. Now, some of you may or may not remember this ball. This is the Titleist Tour Prestige 90 compression. This golf ball was around in the 90s. It wasn't around for that long. At that time, Titleist had the Tour Bellata, and the Tour Prestige came along. It was a slightly softer golf ball, I believe, from memory. It didn't seem to last that long because the Pro V1 kind of came along. And here's the good old Pro V1, which we all know and love. And this is the Pro V1X, and it's kind of been redesigned over the years. But you know, on the professional tours worldwide, this is the kiddie. This is the ball that beats all the others. So through a couple of shots of each, you'll have to appreciate that trying to get exactly the same club speed and launch angle and strike is pretty much near impossible. So I've tried to get it as close as I can. There is a little bit of variance in club speed on some of the shots, but it's just to give us an idea of how things have moved on. So we started with the Dunlop 65. I was trying to swing the club at around about 100 miles an hour, and I was doing this with a G driver, 10-degree loft, and it had a stiff shaft in there. So as you can see, with the Dunlop 65, I averaged club speed of just over 100, had a launch angle of 10.4, had a total spin of 3970, so just shy of 4,000 revs, which with a driver in modern terms is huge. And that gave me an average carry distance of 225. Okay, so we move on to the Tour Prestige, ball of the 90s, mid-90s. Club speed dropped off a little bit. I only managed to get that to 98 on average. Launch angle went up a little bit, 13. Backspin, oh, I hate it when that happens, when it goes into standby like that. Excuse me 1 second. Plunged into darkness. Really annoying that. Anyway, we're back. Tour Prestige. Spin rate came down to 3475, so we lost about 500 revs of spin. Interestingly enough, the carry distance didn't change at all. Maybe because I had a slightly higher launch on that than I did on the Dunlops, but the total distance, carry distance, didn't move at all. 224, 227, 229, 223. Interesting. Did feel really soft, that Tour Prestige. It felt like a piece of blancmange as I was hitting it. And then we go on to the very bang up to date Pro V1X. averaged 100 miles an hour club speed, so very similar to the Dunlop 65. Launch angle was 13.7. Spin, as we'd expect, dropped right off, down to 2500 revs of spin here. Carry distance then jumps. We got a 246 and a 244, so we've picked up, around about 20 yards of carry distance. So it was very interesting hitting these golf balls, and the feeling of each shot again was very, very different. So not only has the golf equipment, the modern driver, allowed us to hit the ball further with the technology, the movement centre of gravity, the moment of inertia, the shaft technology, blah, 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 blah. The golf balls also had a massive effect on how far we can hit the golf ball. So there we go, a little look back from the old 1.62 into the 90s and back to modern day Pro V1s. Hope you enjoyed that. If any of you are old enough to let me know if you played the 1.62 golf ball, then I'd be pleased to hear from you, because I certainly remember as a junior growing up hitting these golf balls. The other thing I would say about them is that they were very, very easy to cut. You didn't even have to misstrike one of these and this thing creased and you could literally cut the cover. So not particularly durable, and you could get through 3 or 4 of these in a round of golf. They go out of shape and all sorts. So a lot going on within the golf ball as well, which helps us hit the ball further and straighter. Thanks for watching. Push your comments down below. Always good to hear from you. I'll always try and reply to your comments if I can. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.